I wasn't looking for secrets. That's the part that still haunts me. All I wanted was to fix a loose outlet behind our dresser. It had been sparking for days, and my wife, Lena, kept reminding me to please handle it before something bad happens. So that Saturday afternoon, while she was out running errands, I pulled the dresser away from the wall. That's when I saw it. A small black dot tucked high into the corner where the wall met the ceiling. Almost invisible unless you were looking directly at it. Too round, too deliberate. I stood there for a long second, my heartbeat thudding in my ears. I grabbed a chair, climbed up and touched it. Plastic, warm. A camera, not a baby monitor. Not a smoke detector, not a pinhole camera. Angled directly at our bed. My hands started to shake. We didn't have kids. We didn't have roommates. And I knew for a fact I hadn't installed anything like this. I pulled it free from the wall. A thin wire ran behind the molding, disappearing into the closet. I followed it, my stomach twisting tighter with every step, until I found a small lockbox hidden behind a stack of shoe boxes. The lock was cheap. I broke it. Inside was a compact hard drive, neatly labeled with a date range. 6 months. My mouth went dry. I told myself there had to be an explanation, some awful misunderstanding, maybe a prank, maybe a mistake. But deep down, I already knew. I plugged the drive into my laptop. The first file loaded instantly. Our bedroom, our bed.me, sleeping. The timestamp blinked in the corner. 2:13 a.m. I watched as Lena entered the room quietly, just like she always did when she thought I was asleep. But instead of getting into bed, she walked toward the camera and smiled. That's when I realized something was very, very wrong. I didn't confront her right away. I told myself I needed proof, real proof, not just panic and imagination spiraling out of control. That night, after she fell asleep beside me, I lay there staring at the ceiling, every breath sounding too loud in my ears. My eyes kept drifting back to the smoke detector. I could feel it watching. At 2:36 a.m., I carefully slid out of bed. My heart hammered as I grabbed a chair from the corner of the room and stood on it, hands shaking as I twisted the detector loose. It came off too easily. That alone sent a chill down my spine. Inside, tucked behind the wiring, was a tiny black lens, a camera. My stomach lurched. I climbed down, sat on the edge of the bed, and stared at the thing in my hands like it might bite me. This wasn't paranoia. This was real. I carried it into the bathroom, locked the door, and examined it under bright light. A micro SD slot, a power wire spliced into the house line. Someone had installed it deliberately, and it hadn't been there when we moved in. I slipped the card out and held it between my fingers, suddenly afraid of what I might see. Part of me wanted to snap it in half and pretend none of this was happening. Instead, I grabbed my laptop. I plugged the card in. The screen filled with folders. Dates, weeks, months. My throat went dry. I clicked the most recent file. The footage loaded slowly, pixel by pixel, until our bedroom appeared on screen. Our bedroom, our bed, me sleeping, then her. She walked into frame, fully dressed, moving quietly. She checked the camera, adjusted the angle slightly, and sat on the edge of the bed. She stared at me for a long time, not lovingly, not tenderly, like she was studying me. Then she reached into her pocket and pulled out her phone and spoke. "I'm telling you, he suspects nothing," she said softly. My hands went numb. I know. I'm careful. The footage is clean. He never looks up." She paused, listening. "No, not yet, but soon. I just need a little more time." I slammed the laptop shut, gasping for air. My wife wasn't being watched. She was the one watching me. And whatever she was involved in, it wasn't over yet. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in my car outside the house, engine off, hands gripping the steering wheel, replaying the footage again and again on my phone. Each time, it felt like discovering a new bruise, one I hadn't noticed before, but that hurt just as badly. The camera angle never changed, the bedroom never moved, but the truth inside those frames kept shifting. At 3:14 a.m., the timestamp glowed in the corner of the screen. I watched myself asleep, mouth slightly open, one arm hanging off the bed, vulnerable in a way I'd never seen before. Then the door opened. She stepped in quietly. My wife, not sneaking, not nervous, calm, purposeful. She walked straight to the dresser and opened the bottom drawer, the one I never used, the one I thought was just full of old receipts and spare cords. She knelt, reached behind the back panel, and removed something small, a second camera. I felt sick. She adjusted it carefully, angling it toward the bed, toward me. Then she sat on the edge of the mattress and looked at me for a long time. Her face wasn't cruel. It wasn't cold. It was conflicted, like someone standing at the edge of a cliff, unsure whether to jump or turn back. She whispered something I couldn't hear. Then she left. I dropped the phone onto the passenger seat and pressed my forehead against the steering wheel. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't paranoia. This was intentional, and I had no idea why. At sunrise, I made a decision. I went home. She was in the kitchen when I walked in, wearing one of my old hoodies, hair tied back, coffee already brewed. She smiled when she saw me, like everything was normal. "You're up early," she said. I didn't respond. I walked past her, straight to the bedroom, and pulled open the drawer. Empty. She appeared in the doorway, watching me carefully now. "Looking for something?" she asked. I turned around slowly. "I found the camera," I said. The room went silent. Her face drained of color, but she didn't deny it, didn't argue, didn't pretend. She just closed the door behind her. "How much did you see?" she asked quietly. "Enough." She nodded, like she'd expected that answer. "I was hoping you'd never find it," she said, "but I knew you would eventually." "Why?" My voice cracked. "Why would you do this to me?" She walked to the bed and sat down, hands clasped tightly in her lap. "Because I was scared," she said. "Of me?" "No," she said quickly. "Of losing you, of not knowing you." I laughed bitterly. "You put a camera in our bedroom to get to know me?" She looked up, eyes glossy. "You started changing." I froze. "When?" I asked. "A few months ago," she said. "You'd wake up in the middle of the night, sit straight up. Sometimes you'd say things, names, places, numbers." I shook my head. "I don't remember any of that." "I know," she said. "That's what scared me." She reached into her pocket and pulled out her phone, scrolled, turned the screen toward me. Another video. This one showed me at 2:37 a.m., sitting upright in bed, eyes open but unfocused. I heard my own voice say clearly, "They're not supposed to find me." My stomach dropped. "You did this more than once," she continued. "I thought you were sleepwalking, or stressed, or sick. But then I started noticing patterns, times, phrases." She swallowed. I didn't know what else to do. "So you spied on me?" I whispered. "I tried to protect you," she said. I thought if I could understand it, I could help. I sat down heavily. "And who else has seen this?" I asked. She hesitated. That hesitation told me everything. "Who?" I demanded. "My brother," she said. "He works in data security." I showed him one clip. Just one. The room spun. "You showed someone footage of me sleeping?" "I didn't know what I was looking at," she said desperately. "But he did." My blood went cold. "What does that mean?" "He said the phrases you were saying weren't random," she whispered. "They matched language used in stress response conditioning, military level stuff." I stood up abruptly. "I was never in the military," I said. "I know," she said. "That's why this doesn't make sense." We stared at each other, the weight of the unknown pressing down on us. Then her phone buzzed. She looked at the screen and went pale. "It's him," she said. "My brother." "Answer it," I said. She put on speaker. "You need to listen carefully," her brother said, his voice tight. I ran the audio through a pattern analysis. Whatever's happening to him, whoever trained him, didn't finish the job. My heart pounded. "What job?" I asked. There was a pause. "Erasing something," he said. The line went dead. That was the moment I realized the camera, wasn't the worst part. It was a warning. Over the next few days, memories started surfacing. Not clearly, more like fragments. A warehouse, bright lights, a man calling me by a number instead of my name, hands on my shoulders, a voice saying, "You won't remember this." That's the point. I confronted my parents. They didn't deny it. They cried. They apologized. They told me about a program I'd been placed in as a child after an accident. Experimental therapy, government funded, meant to help. They said it was shut down. They were wrong. The camera footage stopped after that night. No more sleep talking. No more waking at odd hours. But sometimes I still feel it, like something inside me is watching, waiting. I removed every camera from the house, smashed them, threw them away. My wife and I started over, slowly, carefully. Therapy, honesty, long conversations in the dark. She crossed a line, but she also uncovered a truth I didn't know existed. And sometimes, late at night, when the house is quiet and the room is completely dark, I lie awake and wonder, if I hadn't found a camera, would I ever have known who I really was? Or what they tried to turn me into? I sat alone in the living room long after the police left. The house felt different now. Quieter, heavier, like it was holding its breath. Every familiar sound felt suspicious. The refrigerator hum, the ticking clock, even the air felt watched. They took the camera. They took the laptop. They took the hard drive hidden behind the insulation in the attic. The one I would never have found if I hadn't followed the cable line myself. What they didn't take was the damage. My wife, Emily, sat on the edge of the couch across from me, wrapped in a blanket, like it could shield her from what she'd done. Her eyes were swollen, red, hollowed out by hours of crying. She hadn't tried to explain anymore. Not after the footage. Not after the detective quietly said, "Ma'am, this isn't just one camera." There were three. The bedroom, the bathroom, and the spare room we use as an office. Months of recordings. Organized, labeled, time-stamped, some of them shared. That part broke something inside me I didn't know could break. Why? I asked finally, my voice barely above a whisper. She flinched like I'd shouted. "I don't know how it started," she said, shaking. "I swear, it was supposed to be temporary. Just curiosity, just control." Control. The word tasted bitter. "You watch me sleep," I said. "You watch me undress. You watch me cry when my dad died." Her sob escaped before she could stop it. "I hated myself for it," she said. "Every time." But she never stopped. That night, I slept on the couch with the lights on. Not because I was afraid of her, because I was afraid of the silence. The next morning, the detective called. The footage had been uploaded to a private forum. Encrypted, invitation only. The kind of place where people paid to watch lives they had no right to see. Emily was arrested that afternoon. Watching them put her in the back of the patrol car felt unreal, like a scene from someone else's nightmare. She looked back once, not pleading, not angry, just empty. I didn't wave. I didn't cry. I went inside and locked the door. In the days that followed, I learned things I wish I hadn't. The cameras had been installed before our anniversary trip last year. She had planned it. The placement, the angles, the blind spots. I replayed moments in my head over and over. Every argument, every apology, every tender touch, wondering which version of her I'd been with. The wife I loved, or the stranger who watched me from behind a lens. I moved out a week later. New apartment, new locks, new routine. But sleep didn't come easily. Sometimes I still wake up at night, convinced I hear a faint electronic hum. Sometimes I catch myself glancing up at corners of rooms that don't need watching. Trust doesn't disappear all at once. It erodes, quietly, like footage recording in the dark. The trial is still months away. I don't know how it will end, but I know this. The worst part wasn't the camera. It wasn't the footage. It was realizing that the person who was supposed to protect my privacy was the one who violated it. And some betrayals don't just break your heart. They change how safe the world feels forever.